Where the world is divided. Which region is a major territorial dispute between India and Pakistan? Kashmir. The Green Line is a UN-monitored buffer zone in which divided island nation? Cyprus. Which breakaway region is a frozen conflict zone between Moldova and Ukraine? Transnistria. The 9-dash line refers to territorial claims in which body of water? South China Sea. Which city is divided into east and west sectors by the Green Line, historically? Jerusalem. Abkhazia and South Ossetia are breakaway regions located within which country? Georgia. What is the name of the disputed territory in Western Africa occupied by Morocco? Western Sahara. Which group of islands is a major point of contention between Japan and Russia? Kuril Islands. The Nagorno-Karabakh conflict was fought between Azerbaijan and which other country? Armenia. Which term describes a conflict that has ended in fact but not by a formal peace treaty? Frozen conflict. The line of actual control, LAC, is the disputed border between India and which country? China. Which African nation recently experienced a split into a North and South in 2011? Sudan. Which city serves as the capital of the disputed region of Taiwan? Taipei. What is the name of the disputed islands in the South Atlantic claimed by both UK and Argentina? Falkland Islands. Which region in Spain held a controversial independence referendum in 2017? Catalonia. The 38th parallel is the approximate border between which two countries? North and South Korea. Which archipelago is disputed between China, Vietnam, and the Philippines? Spratly Islands. What term describes a war where major powers use third parties to fight on their behalf? Proxy war. Which territory's status is defined by the one country, two systems principle? Hong Kong. The Kurdistan region spans across Iraq, Iran, Syria, and which other country? Turkey. Which tiny territory at the tip of Spain is a British overseas territory claimed by Spain? Gibraltar. Which movement seeks the independence of the northern part of Sri Lanka? Tamil Tigers. Which region of France has a significant independence movement in its own language? Corsica. The Gaza Strip is a territory located on the coast of which sea? Mediterranean Sea. Which country is currently divided between the STC and the Houthi movement? Yemen. What is the name of the buffer state that Russia historically sought in Eastern Europe? Ukraine. Which islands are disputed between Japan and China in the East China Sea? Senkaku Islands. Which city is considered the holiest city in the world and is central to the Arab-Israeli conflict? Jerusalem. Which region of Canada held independence referendums in 1980 and 1995? Quebec. The line of control, LOC, specifically refers to the military control line in which region? Kashmir. Which territory in Northern Europe is an exclave of Russia, located between Poland and Lithuania? Kaliningrad. Which ethnic group in Myanmar has faced severe persecution and displacement? Rohingya. Which country has been in a state of frozen war with its neighbor since 1953? South Korea. The Sinai Peninsula was once occupied by Israel but returned to which country? Egypt. Which group of people is often called the largest ethnic group without a state? Kurds. Which country is often called the Hermit Kingdom due to its extreme isolation? North Korea. The West Bank is a landlocked territory near the Jordan River claimed by whom? Palestine. Which city is the headquarters of the African Union? Addis Ababa. What term describes the intentional targeting of civilians to achieve political goals? Terrorism. Which country is the largest provider of UN peacekeeping troops? Bangladesh. Which territory's status was defined by the Good Friday Agreement? Northern Ireland. What is the primary purpose of the Iron Dome system? Missile defense.